Eskom has agreed to pay for a monument and traditional ceremonies of families whose 79 relatives' bodies were exhumed during the construction of a transmission substation 5 years ago. The power utility accidentally uncovered human remains and stored them before consultations with the claimant families. The South African Human Rights Commission's Nissen joins us to chat more about this matter. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Eskom has bowed to the pressure for the reburial amounts. What did it take to get to this point?
So, can you just repeat that?
I was talking about the process that has led to Eskom bowing to the pressure to compensate the victims' families for reburials. Just talk us through the process it took to get to this point.
Yes, indeed. I mean, you know, that's not only in Limpopo, but also other places where power stations have been built, and they're supposed to have had a prior consent and asked people to, in the consultation process in building it. But, you know, some of these stations were built during the apartheid era, and so there were not that kind of consultation that happened. But I think we must also say that, you know, the death is also dignity. And therefore, in Eskom doing what they're doing is in the best interest of the greater good. But at the same time, we must also understand that, that, you know, we are in a crisis, energy crisis, and Eskom has to do whatever they can to ensure that the sustainable supply of energy in this country.
And for the past 5 years, the exhumation has been a source of conflict. We know that between Eskom and the relatives of the deceased. With this being a very, very delicate matter, in your mediation between the parties, what did you need to consider to come to this conclusion?
Well, we will indeed engage our office in Limpopo to assist the families and to have a greater role that the Human Rights Commission will play to bring the parties together and to ensure that there is the interest of Eskom in terms of the greater good of the country, but also be the interest of the families in making sure that the dignity of those who passed on and the ancestors are being maintained and restored.
With the delicacy of this process, you know, come some challenges. One such is some relatives' concerns around, for instance, establishing the identity of their loved ones, some wanting DNA tests to be conducted. What are you dealing with?
Well, the thing is, you know, it depends also on the age of the cemetery, you know, how many years, but indeed with today's modern technology, DNA tests are quite possible, and I think we must allow that process to continue to ensure that the facts are established and that the correct connection is being made.
Very well. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Chris Nissen, Commissioner from the CRL, giving us some update on Eskom's pressure to pay 3.5 million rand for reburials.